Hey there, Honors World History. So today we're taking a look at your Source It Out. I told you we would have little stops, little checkpoints along the way for your big history project, your little big history project, and this is the next one, all right? So we are looking first at gathering some sources, okay? So I have this video here to kind of help you out and look through some of those pieces. So that little big history project, like I said, it's back. So we got to go make sure that you have your topic and kind of your questions from what the professionals would ask from your discussion board right after the first check-in. And now it's time for you to start gathering some of those sources, okay? Which you have practiced a lot in the past in terms of making sure you have sources for projects, discussion boards, and so forth, okay? So your first step is to choose your thresholds. This is where you're going to want to look at your object, your commodity, whatever it is that you decided you were going to use, and you're going to make sure that you have it through 2 thresholds from life onward to include in your little big history project, okay? You're going to need, like I mentioned before, that one threshold that is there prior to life, and you're going to need to decide which one of those prior to life you're going to use. You can log into thebighistoryproject.com to kind of get back to those thresholds and look a little bit. But as a reminder, the thresholds are the Big Bang, the stars light up, the new chemical elements, the Earth and the solar system, life, collective learning, agriculture and early civilizations, and the modern revolution. There's a lot to choose from. In fact, we're barely at the modern revolution right now. So anyways, you're going to start gathering those sources. Like I said, you will need to make sure you have 10 sources overall for this project, but at least 5 I want you to find for this particular assignment. It may take you a little bit of time, but trust me, you'll thank me in the end that you'll have half of your sources for when you have to start getting into your rough draft and things like that of your project, okay? So I have included a planning page that asks you kind of questions and has spots for you to input pieces of your research. This is just the first steps of the research, but you want to make sure that you're finding sources that answer all the questions across your chosen thresholds. So it might take you a little while to decide which thresholds you want to use. Please type out which thresholds prior to life, prior to life you'll be using and how you will use that, and fill that in your research report. Please, I want for you to submit that here when you are finished, and be sure to cite your sources that you have in MLA format, so you don't have to do that later. Let's just get it done, citationmachine.net. My favorite things. I'll never forget, seriously, like, side note, when I did my master's program, and I was like, what? There's something that does this for you now? Like, I'm so old that when I was in my bachelor's, like, there wasn't, and we'd have to, like, use, like, the little book to help us decide how to do it. Anyways, let me just tell you, the internet is amazing. I have another example of a little big history project as well for you in case you would like to check that out. I'm kind of trying to showcase them throughout just so that you can kind of get an idea that this isn't that daunting of a thing. And these are obviously the documentaries. I have you choose between a paper and a documentary, which we'll get to a little bit later. So these are just the documentaries if you would want to make a biography of sorts like this. Okay? Please let me know if you have any questions. I'm here to help. Again, I don't want this process to be too overwhelming. And instead, I just want us to take it one step at a time. Thanks, guys.